Enigma in the house. My man J-Span, Titan Studios. It's come from the heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright. Yeah. Check it out. Money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your favorite weekly sports show. But guess what? We bring it to you something special this week. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the originator in the house. We got Pop Pop Campbell here with us today. So today, ladies and gentlemen, you are getting a grand show. You are getting not only ITC Sportsball, but you are also getting ITC Combat. That's right, baby. We're giving it to you a twofer, baby, a twofer. Y'all should feel special today. But of course, we have got the regular crew in here. We have got that hot take spitter, the man who rips like die-line spits, the man who is the modern day Ali on the microphone, and our current Monopoly champion of the world.
Hey, you know it's your boy Mase out here. I'm ready to go. I'm still juiced from giving young boys the business in beer pong. Yeah, I was out there. Hey, the shot's still hot, baby. This is all you need to know. Still clutch. I'm him.
And of course, we have got ITC's resident troll in the building. He is that guy that sees a fire going. He says, I got this bag of gasoline and gunpowder right here for you, baby. He is that man, Darrell.
The man that does a better comeback than MGF's freaking return. I am here.
And of course, we have that originator here. He is that man known as Pop Pop Campbell to y'all. He is the originator, the creative head, the man. Without him, none of us would be here right now. He is that man, Pop Pop Campbell.
I got a bit for this. I don't know what I'm doing here. That's it. So, I guess after a while, you know, it's time for Pop Pop to pop off. So let's do this shit.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know you've got the prettiest face on ITC.
That's me.
Right. You may, no, sir, that is not you. That is me. You man Jerome Span. Y'all already know what it is. But we got plenty of stories to get into.
AKA Slickback.
Hey, look, you can call me a pimp named Slickback. Just make sure you say this whole thing every time. Every time. Okay? But we've got a whole wide range of stories to get into this week, so we got to get this train moving because, like I said, you guys are getting a twofer today. But we have to start with all of the madness that has been going on AEW. Now that the smoke has settled a little bit and the dust is cleared, got to start with our two main wrestling guys here in Trell and Darrell. T, I got to ask you straight away. How do you feel about all of the drama that has gone on with AEW over these past few weeks?
I think it's a gigantic shitstorm. That's what I think. Like, here's what you have to look at it, okay? AEW.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Before you get too going, let me remind you, you lucky I'm gonna have to blur yours out. You didn't get the warning yet. We doing $5 fines for any time you curse on the show now. Okay, so you got to keep your profanity down. That's your warning. Now you know. Please continue.
Well, then I better get my checkbook ready. But here's the thing you got to think about with AEW. It's still a relatively new promotion. Okay, Tony Khan comes from the world of football, but we all know that running a pro wrestling promotion is definitely a different monster. Okay, and you have to put people in place. Well, guess what? He put people in place that necessarily he had to take power away from them. Okay. So then when you get someone who, unlike the people you put in place, has wrestled for the biggest company ever and comes there and he's hearing people say things in interviews and whatnot. I mean, think about it. What other place besides Chicago would CM Punk feel completely able to speak his mind. What, Las Vegas? Yeah, we're not going to go back to 2011, okay? No, I'm saying Punk, because I watched that post-media scrum, and I'm like, hold on, wait, what's going on? And the thing is, he wasn't even talking about everybody in the in those executive vice president roles. He was talking specifically about one person, but the other two decided to get butthurt because, oh, that's their best friend, that's their brother. Well, at the end of the day, your promotion started off with, these 5 guys. Okay, let's just be honest. It was 5 guys, and then they found Tony Khan. Okay, your promotion started off with these 5 guys who had a dream of changing the wrestling business. And they put pressure on the biggest competitor, but they haven't changed the world like they thought they would. And with everything going on right now, I mean, come on. AEW has just had one of the worst summers that any company could ever have. They're having about as bad a summer as the Dallas Cowboys have a football season, okay? Because think about it. You have CM Punk get injured. What, a week? Like the week he won the title, he does a 6-man tag, and then he hurts his foot jumping on the barricade. Thunder Rosa, sciatica came up. Look, let's say, then you have CM Punk win the title again. He hurts himself, does the post-media scrum, and now you got to have another tournament. Hey, you know what would have been smart? Just keeping the belt on John Moxley, who, I don't know, for some strange reason has a habit of staying healthy. Like, he stays healthier in AEW than he ever did in WWE,
Just so you know, you can't hurt me with your little remarks, because I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan for 10+ years. You can't hurt me by saying one little remark, bro. I'm impervious to pain at this point.
It's okay, Mase, because it wasn't designed to hurt you, unlike Dak's ankle. No, it simply was put there to drive home a point, okay? Hey, I say. But here's the thing. The EVPs, they were in the wrong for saying what they said about CM Punk. Punk should have handled it a different way, but the whole backstage brawl and everything, and somebody grabbing the dog, and Larry yep, and it's just all sorts of stuff, It's just been a giant fecal storm since All Out.
There you go, good one, Darrell. I have to ask you. We've been sitting on this, trying to wait for everything to clear out a little bit. How do you feel on it, Darrell? How do you feel? Because the situation, for those that don't know, in case you don't know, after All Out for AEW there, CM Punk gave a very, very sharply worded commentary on what was going on within the company at this press conference afterwards, and he called out some people, not necessarily by name. He did call one person out specifically by their name, but we'll get to that. But for the most part, he was basically speaking it about these people without naming their names. Things got a little heated afterwards with the press conference in a fist fight where CM Punk has been reported to have bitten someone. Did take place afterwards. So, Darrell, how do you feel about all this? Well, what you taking
it wasn't CM Punk. It was his friend Ace Steel that was reported to bit Kenny Omega.
Yes. But we're lacking all accountability here. We all lacking. I don't care about how we feels. We're going to say what actually happened. Let's get to the point. Let's say these names. Adam Page went in business with himself on a promo that he should never did. That was a punch in the face. If it was New Jack, you know what happens. Receipts are given. Anyway, let's go from Colt Cabana. We were having a whole freaking scrum about Colt Cabana, Adam Page, everybody, the EVPs, the great good old titles, make them feel powerful, all that stuff. They felt like they were having their friend disrespected. Whole bunch of BS. All I'm going to say is literally, like, we got a bunch of people thinking they can do whatever the hell they want. Tony Khan just allowing it. Let's be honest. We're allowing a lot of BS. You can't tell if Chris Jericho wants to be a heel or a face. Come on now. In this generation of freaking AEW. This company been out for 3 years now. Let's get this straight. We all been saying this is WCW. We have been constantly saying this is WCW. We are tired of all the BS. When something changes and something in the WWE, it seems bad. Hey, this was the scapegoat to go to it. And that's what happened. And when the scapegoat became, oh, it's not as green as it's supposed to be, and Triple H comes back, makes things a little bit better, everybody wants to quit now. They're all stuck in 5-year contracts over in AEW. Bucks, you get rumors they want to go to WWE after all that BS they've been doing past the 3 years ago that they were trying to go to. You got Kenny Omega. He's another person that supposedly there was rumors of talks of going to WWE. But at the same time, CM Punk is not wrong. CM Punk was speaking his mind. Bucks and Kenny, if they just left the whole situation alone, they wouldn't be suspended. They wouldn't be taken off the TV. They wouldn't be taking anything. It's more of the fact of they chose to use their title and brute force and do whatever the hell they wanted to do. Cody left. He seen the direction was going. He already seen this happening. He already predicted this was going to happen. At the same time, the accountability is on nobody but Tony Khan and freaking Bucks and Omega. You could say accountability can go for CM Punk, but there's plenty of people that are in AEW that said Punk has been a good influence and a helpful source to that. Anybody else that's on the Bucks train, of course they're going to get negative things, but you only hear from one source, and that's the one source is Kenny and the whole Elite gang. You're only hearing that source. CM Punk is...
I got to call a timeout on both of y'all. I got to call a timeout on both of y'all. And here's where your boy right here was telling both of y'all last year it was WCW. And y'all was like, nah, man, we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see what's happening. Now you want to come on my team. So now, hold on. Let's count. Let's count this out real quick. Number one, Jerome told y'all that NXT didn't mean nothing right there. Jerome told y'all it was WCW, and what happened? Jerome bared out right again. What's happening, baby? All I want to know is, hey, hold on. All I want you to do is acknowledge me. That's it.
Hell no.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You was going on a good rant right there for a second. Then you went down when you said NXT again. First off, NXT is different now. So let's get this straight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry right now, because first off, NXT is definitely different and is actually known as an actual brand now. So let's separate this right now. We cannot go
this exact story.
Hold on, Darrell.
This is why I say watch this, Mase. Look at him. I've heard the same story before about NXT.
Jerome. Let's take a look at it now, okay? They have mentioned NXT championships. They have mentioned think about it. Who's the newest member of the Bloodline? Who?
So this hasn't happened.
No.
Hold on. I'm answering your question. So this hasn't happened before with NXT, where they were willing to mention the NXT titles and stuff like that on regular TV. You're gonna pretend like that didn't happen before, right? That's what we're doing now.
It's happened. But here's the thing: if you look, the storylines are flowing through all three brands now. They are. This is like, because remember back in the day, back when SmackDown first started, back in good old 1999. Yes, we're all old as shit. But back in 1999, when SmackDown started, shit's not a swear word. Back when SmackDown.
Yes, it is. $5.
You can say it on AEW, so it's not. Anyway.
I don't care about what you can say on AEW. Tony Khan is not my guiding light here, homie. So now $5, like I said.
Time Warner FCC. So, anyways, but when you look at it though, in terms of NXT as it was, like NXT 2.0, it was a little experiment that they tried out. They wanted to create new stars, and you know what? Hey, there's a couple people that came out of there smelling like roses, some of them not so much. But when you look at someone like a Braun Breaker, I'm just gonna say Toxic Attraction as a whole, because they got two of my crushes in that joint, and I'm not going to downplay the third person because I'm sorry, it's not fair that you're the duff of a group and you still look like an 8. But when you have those two, you got Carmelo Hayes coming out smelling like. I want to see Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania. That's what I want to do.
He just doesn't understand. He's setting himself up for failure again. He's given me this speach about other people before. And that's the best part about this. I've heard this speech before.
But wait a second. The same person is running everything. You're not going to have Triple H running NXT and Vince running Raw and SmackDown. No, you got Shawn, who is Triple H's best friend, running NXT, who's telling Triple H, this is what we're doing. And then Triple H brings them up and lets them be them. Think about it. The biggest miss that we saw on the entire main roster was last year when Vince McMahon decided to bring Karrion Kross to the main roster and said, I'm not going to let you bring your woman. I'm not going to give you your real entrance. You going to go out there and you're just going to stand there and look like you a lonely puppy. And then he got tired of the lonely puppy look and said, I want you to go out there and look like you're an extra in Spartacus Blood and Sand, put a gladiator helmet on you so that maybe we can sell some toys with you. Guess what? Hey, kids choke on accessories, so let's get rid of those toys. But now you see Karrion Kross is being seen in a completely different light, not only by the WWE because Triple H is running it, but by fans because we're actually seeing the Karrion Kross that we saw in NXT, the unstoppable monster, not the guy who got beat by Jeff Hardy in less than 2 minutes.
That's a whole lot of words you saying just to tell me I'm right. That's a whole lot of words you saying. Because at the end of the day,
you're not right. You're not right.
Hold on. Wait.
How are you right? How are you right? How are you right? Because hold on. You can't say nothing about NXT, Mr. I don't watch NXT. So I don't want to hear from you.
You know what? You know why I don't watch it? Because everything that happens there means nothing.
And you can't. Wait. I'm gonna put this one piece of pie right out here. You can't say NXT is nothing because you acknowledge someone. That whole group came from NXT. Reigns is NXT. Usos are NXT. Solo's NXT.
I got a question for
Sami
you.
Zayn
I got a question for you. I got a question for you. How long all them guys been on the main roster? And
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You're gonna stop with it. Don't even try and throw Sami Zayn.
Doesn't matter.
Darrell, yes, it does. Because hold on, time out.
No.
Here's the problem. You can't throw Sami Zayn in there. Sami Zayn had fame on the independents before he ever came into WWE NXT. So you can shut the hell up with that right there.
Yeah, but
I'll take my 5. I'll take my.
He was El Generico. That's a different. That's completely different character.
He wore a
mask.
You're playing semantics. You're playing semantics because everybody knew who he was. So stop. You're playing semantics. Now, on top of that, you to try and bring up all these guys that have been up on WWE's main roster for like 10 years at this point is absolutely just ridiculous, Darrell. Get the heck out of my face. I am talking about what NXT has been for the longest amount of time. That is truly the last
What's longest amount of time? You got what's longest amount of time?
Bruh, when is the last? Okay, hey, here you go. Here's what we'll do. When is the last time that someone from NXT came up and was a world title contender?
Finn Balor.
Clean.
So what does NXT mean? Nothing. Exactly. There's been that one dude. And wait. And has Finn Balor became champion again since? Nope. For the most part, he pretty much hasn't even seen a world title match. So what does NXT mean? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Because of Vince McMahon. Because of Vince McMahon.
Hold on, but Jerome, you can say that about anybody that's got brought in. Think about it. Look at someone that we all love and respect and think this man deserves his own wing in the Hall of Fame. I'm talking about R-Truth, okay? R-Truth has been around this industry so long. Jerome, here's a trivia question for you. How many black men have been NWA world champion?
What, like 2? Hasn't it?
Who was the first one?
I think the first one wasn't it R-Truth?
Yes. So that man is a 2-time NWA world champion, was the first black man to win that title. And you know what? That man has shown us range throughout range. And guess what? He gets treated like a sideshow. At least when people come up from NXT, they at least get a little shy. Let's look at, because you want to talk about NXT world title contention. Let's just not forget the whole women's division revolves around the 4 horsewomen, okay? Let's not forget the women's division revolves around Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez.
Why are you ignoring the 300-pound gorilla in the room with you when you talk about R-Truth?
You're talking about Nia Jax? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about R-Truth.
I'm talking about how you know exactly why they've treated R-Truth as they have for years. Stop! Don't try and sit here and act like you don't know what it is, dog. Come on, baby. Come on, dog.
But then
we're moving the goalposts. We need to go back to the whole point that you started that's talking about NXT doesn't mean nothing. You need to go ahead and clarify everybody that came from NXT that's pretty much a big star now if it doesn't mean nothing. Go ahead.
Did I not clarify where I was at?
No, because you're still ignoring the fact that the women, you can't like Bianca Belair, you can't knock her if she's NXT. You can't knock Becky Lynch because she's NXT. You can't knock Sasha because she's NXT. All these people came from NXT. They were built from NXT.
Okay.
Also, what about Street Profits? Let's not forget about the Street Profits. What's that other tag team that they got? I'm sorry, the Alpha Academy. Chad Gable, NXT. Otis, NXT. Let's say
Vikings.
Vikings. Oh yeah, the Viking Raiders, NXT. Woo! Oh man, there just seems to be so many people. Oh, and even Jerome's favorite wrestler,
Trell.
Jerome, your favorite wrestler. That's right. You love him. You see him all the time.
Name a star right now that doesn't involve NXT that is big right now.
The Miz. I mean, it's that simple.
The Miz, hold on. You're gonna throw the Miz out there.
The Miz. I mean, we could just sit. I can start right here, and then we could start going down the list. But I mean, you asked me to name you one. I gave you your one. There you go.
He picked. That's the biggest star you can think of.
I just thought of one that quickly. That's just how easy that game is. But my point to you is, you guys are talking around my point. Again, you guys talk around the point with NXT, which is, again, you can talk about all their stuff that they do in NXT all you want with me. Clap it up for them. They can put on all the good matches they want. But when they come to the main roster, for the majority of them, it means piss off. Okay, so you guys can keep pretending that all that stuff is getting them somewhere. Like, you guys can pretend all you want that Chad Gable and Otis are actually going to do something long term. You can pretend that all you want. I'm going to sit here and keep calling it what it is, which is them NXTs mean nothing. We'll exclude the women, okay? Because the women, we can talk about why that is. Because if y'all want to throw the women in my face, how about let's talk about how horrible the women's wrestling was before that, and so we know exactly why they built around the women from NXT. So please miss me with your indignant nature trying to throw the women into my face about that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can sit here and keep pretending that NXT means something. It does not. It does not. The only thing that means something is when you get on Raw and SmackDown and you perform. Until you do something there, I don't even want to hear about it, dog. All that NXT stuff can miss me, bro.
What is that? What we doing? 2006? We're doing Raw versus SmackDown. There ain't no such thing anymore. There is no such thing. There's no such thing as Raw and SmackDown no more. What are you talking about? What we doing? It's not 2006. What is it? We featuring NXT? Well, come on now. It was like featuring ECW. That's what you're giving me excuse. This is Triple H era right now. Every brand, every freaking show is a brand. Everybody is different. It's a different order. It ain't no Vince. If you want to live in that Vince era, go ahead and give me that convincing talk. But this is Triple H era.
And Jerome, let's not forget that one of your favorite female wrestlers went down to NXT and had matches with an up and coming talent. Okay, let's not forget who. Darrell, you should know this one. Who was the NXT champion going into WrestleMania this year? I I mean, it's a guy that Jerome knows definitely all about. You know.
I don't know. Can you fill us in, Jerome? Who was your I don't know, NXT champion?
Say, going into WrestleMania. I mean, that's an easy one. You know, who was it? Jerome? Who was it? It's someone who you've seen perform on multiple pay-per-views at WrestleManias multiple times. Who was the NXT champion? Yes, Dolph Ziggler went down to NXT, got a fresh coat of paint, and we saw his value even more so. Helping make a young guy.
Man,
hold on. Dolph Ziggler was relegated to a tag team. Dolph Ziggler was relegated to a tag team, and he was that man was barely.
You got it, bro. Because look, you got it, bro. Because when your argument. When it comes down to it, and you telling me that Dolph Ziggler went down to NXT and got a new coat of paint, I ain't never gonna win this one, baby. You got it.
And then also let's not forget that one of Jerome's all-time favorite female wrestlers, Natalya. Yes, the dominatrix herself. Natalya went down to NXT, had matches, and she wrestled Cora Jade. So let's not, and mind you,
this is because they trying to see if they can wrestle. You know, just like I do, the Natalya is literally the measuring stick.
Hold on.
You just killed yourself with that one statement.
How? I didn't even finish the sentence. How am I gonna kill myself with one statement?
Because you just said NXT doesn't mean nothing. But how is Natalya going down there to test these other?
If you listen to my whole sentence before you got excited, you would understand. So let me run it back for you. Natalya is the measuring stick for seeing if these women can put on quality matches when they come up. But see, you didn't let me finish my sentence, so you didn't hear that part of it. You cut me off before I got there. That's the point. Is Natalya, you know, just like I do, and Kevin got on your butt when we did our interview, Darrell, because you know this to be factual. This is why you couldn't argue anything back to Kevin, which is he even showed it to you that Natalya is literally the measuring stick for all of them. If you can't wrestle with Natalya, you can't wrestle with anybody. It's that simple. So don't throw Natalya in my face like that's supposed to mean something.
But NXT means nothing.
$5.
It don't. What you do down there don't mean nothing.
It counteracts your argument.
What you do down there don't mean nothing. Just because you're passing a quiz doesn't mean you're going to pass the final test. That's a quiz down there in NXT. That's a quiz. That's a pop quiz teacher just handed to you. Let's see if you can handle this now. Okay?
All right, Jerome, let me ask you this.
When you get to the big show, that's when it's the test, baby.
Hold on. Jerome, let me ask you a question. Who's the second woman to ever hold the NXT title?
You are asking me something that I don't know offhand.
And I'm saying second because the first one was Paige. We all know, and Paige surrendered the belt. I mean, granted, you know, somebody had a
situation.
Oh no, it was after that fact because somebody probably wanted to get it deep cleaned after they saw that belt been through. But but the second person to hold the women's title was Charlotte Flair in NXT. Okay, now who did Charlotte beat for that?
Wasn't it Sasha?
No, it was Natalya. It was Natty. Natty was the person she faced with Ric Flair in Charlotte's corner, Bret Hart in Natty's corner, and I know you should know that because Bret Hart's your all-time favorite wrestler of all time.
Mase, I just want to point something out to you.
Oh, I want you to look at this.
Have you noticed how hold on, T. Have you noticed how the crux of their argument is all based off of wrestlers that have been up on the main show for like at least 5 years? They keep throwing all these wrestlers at me that have been up here for like at least 5 years, and they're like, "Oh, NXT still means something, baby. Don't you see these wrestlers?"
No.
Okay, you want a new person? You want a new person?
No.
Okay.
No, the argument doesn't make sense though. The argument doesn't make sense because how are you going to say they have to be on the show for multiple years, but you're still saying that NXT doesn't mean nothing when everything that started with these wrestlers was NXT.
And
that means none of these wrestlers mean anything. That means Charlotte doesn't mean nothing. That means Sasha doesn't mean nothing.
Because
Roman Reigns mean nothing.
Because Terrell will even tell you
and hold on.
I had respect for what they were doing for NXT for a good amount of time. I was listening to what he was saying. I was starting to consume the product, and then Finn Balor happened, and then for another solid about 2 years after that, I gave them a chance to say, show me that something from NXT means something. And what did they do? They showed me that all them people from NXT and what you do down there, it doesn't mean piss all until you get to the main show. So don't take your eye up with me. Take your eye up with the company that y'all want to sit here and talk about how, oh, they do all this great stuff in NXT, but then they don't do anything with them when they come on the main show. And what happens when they come on the main show? That's what really matters.
Okay, let's take a look at a more recent example. Austin Theory. That guy has been high profile the entire time he's been on.
That's because his daddy loved him. That's because his daddy loved him.
No,
and daddy's gone, and he's still getting love. Think about it. They brought Johnny Gargano.
What is Triple H supposed to just throw him away? Is Triple H supposed to just throw away everything that Vince did and be like, we're scrapping everything. We're not going to use it. We're going to start
up until this past Monday, almost was thrown away, and that's a pretty big dumpster, okay? So I don't want to say anything else about that because that's what Austin Theory
is almost the Money in the Bank guy, or no?
No,
did almost have a title? No. So what are we talking about when you bring up Omos, when we're talking about a dude that is walking around that was being pushed to be the next guy with the Money in the Bank? That's not the same level of people. So stop.
Hold on. So
wait, Omos wasn't on NXT either. Let's say that one too.
Yeah, he wasn't on NXT. So I mean,
he wasn't on NXT.
So I mean, they explain
there's no build.
I mean, there's
no build.
That's probably why he was green as baby poop. So. But when it comes down to it, and you have to understand this part the most, Jerome, NXT is the breeding ground. We're seeing the stars come up. It's just now we're seeing continuity. We got a little bit from time to time when Vince was still in charge, but now we're actually seeing the full-scale continuity. And I think Triple H is going to keep that going. Him and Shauna running the show. I think Road Dogg just came back into the picture after Jeff Jarrett just straight on walked his butt out there with his baby tonight. I'm just saying, we got to look at it like this. NXT
excuse me, sir,
is going.
You will show him his proper respect. That is JEFF-JARRETT Jeff Jarrett.
You mean slap nuts? We're not talking about slap nuts. Let's go. Continue with this nonsense that he just started up. Continue, because this is nonsense. He doesn't want to admit things. We all going to just deny the truth and have our feelings in a bunch. That's what we're doing right now. At the same time,
since I got you all fired up, since you guys want to telling me all this, how do you guys feel about all the wrestlers that Triple H is bringing back, including someone like Karrion Kross?
I love it. Like SummerSlam was, to me, when I saw Dakota Kai come out with Bayley, because mind you, we knew Bayley was going to be coming back at any point in time. And anybody who knows me knows Dakota Kai, yes, please. Okay. But when I saw Dakota Kai come back, when she had been released, like her contract was done, when I saw Io Sky, which I actually prefer Io Sky to Io Shirai. I think it's a lot easier for people to say. I know it's a lot easier for me to say. But yeah, bringing them back. The only person I've had a question about why he brought them back is Braun, is Strowman. That's the only person, because to me, I felt that was somebody who they had their moment in the sun, and when Braun was at his height, like when Braun was at the point in which I'm just like, yeah, I think he should be world champion, they messed up the timing. And then he was world champion a year later than he should have been. That's my honest opinion. Because when you got a guy that's that hot at that point in time, where like and mind you, the only reason Braun Strowman was even hot was because of the fact that he was feuding with Roman Reigns, who everybody hated at the time. So technically, that should have been, that was Roman's, doing that Braun was that hot. But Braun Strowman's the only person who I can't see why they brought him back. I can see Hit Row. I can see why they brought Hit Row back, because that was a group that in NXT, I loved them. And when they came to the main roster, I'm like, I want to see what they're going to do. And then, you know, they released B-Fab, which, I mean, I don't blame them for releasing her as a wrestler because, dear God almighty, that was just some of the roughest matches I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, Ashanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, and Swerve, yo, like, you could have kept them on as a trio, but, you know, they said some people ruffle feathers, aka Top Dollar. Guess what? Obviously, those ruffles weren't really that ruffled because it was less than a year that they brought him back. Braun's been gone, what, 18 months? Almost 2 years? In all honesty, bringing back some of these people was a great thing. And I'm very much in favor of Johnny Gargano being back because you have him and you have Tommaso Ciampa. And yes, it's Tommaso Ciampa, not just Ciampa. You have those two. And I'm hoping that we can get a replay of their rivalry in NXT because, dear God almighty, that was must-see TV and much more must-see than Miz TV.
So, Darrell, who has been your favorites of who's been brought back and who's rumored to be coming back here?
He's going to say Dakota Kai. I know he is.
I was not like happy. I'll tell you right now, if it's women in returning, there's none like excites me for any of the women's division. It's still stale. But it gave you another piece of flavor. The only thing that I probably would like, Nia and Johnny coming back made me like, hey, it's good. Most of these returns is just like, just reconcile, like make it good.
Man,
make it good.
Answer the question, man. Before I got, man, do I have to do what Tommy Reese was doing to his quarterback yesterday? Do I got to call you down there, hit the bat phone and be like, answer the question, Darrell? Answer the question.
You know what? I think I actually like Braun Strowman out of all the returns, actually. Tell you the truth. Because with Hit Row, I felt like that was a strong gimmick. I'm sorry. That was a strong gimmick with Hit Row. You got that Maxim, whatever, model bull BS that you have there. That's like a throwaway right there. That's a throwaway return right there. Like, you know what? The best thing that happened to WWE was probably Cody at this point, and you don't see Cody at all at this point because of an injury. So I don't know. I just saying revert everybody's names back. Is this a plus? That's it. Like, I don't have no like expectations for everybody's return. Like, the best thing that they can do for me is get Malachi back, and that's about it. Like, I'm sorry, there's nothing exciting about these returns. They're just like AEW was every 2 weeks someone came to the freaking company. That's how that shit is at this point. And I was always calling it 2 weeks return, 2 weeks return, and that's what that is.
Look,
like,
I'm gonna just say it simply because I know Terrell about to lose his mind. For me, none of these have done anything for me. You guys know where I stand on a lot of that stuff, right? None of these have done anything for me. Like, and the Braun Strowman one itself is like, really, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. I thought we were done with this. Okay, all right. Look, I could get more with Braun Strowman if you give him a mouthpiece and let him just be more like what he was when he was in the Wyatt family, right? Which is he ain't doing talking, he's just doing butt whooping, right? But they're not going to do that. They're going to continue to try and push him down our throats. So I'm good on this Braun Strowman. Throw it all away. Whole Braun Strowman.
you know what?
100%.
You know what? We need to address that real elephant in the room. Why do Logan Paul get a title shot? That's what we need to do.
Look, we're gonna call it what it is.
Because
Saudi Arabia loves celebrities, dog. They love our celebrities. They do. It's that simple. And Logan Paul's a celebrity name. He's a known name. It'll help fill up their arena. It'll help fill up their arena. Look, we may not rock with the Pauls on this show, on this brand around here, right? The ITC brand, we ain't for them Paul boys, right? But
yeah, we're not impulsive. Anyways,
the bad dad jokes, here they go. We were not for them, but we can't sit here and be disingenuous and lie and be like, oh, yeah, they're not famous. No, both of those boys are known. Logan Paul and Jake Paul are both known names, okay? It is what it is. They're trying to sell celebrities. So, I mean, are you really that surprised, Darrell? Come on, bro. You know what it is. The Saudi Arabia trip is always about making money. You talking about this the same trip, Darrell, where we got to see The Undertaker put on one of his worst matches ever. Because it's just all about the money.
I don't need Charlotte. I don't need Charlotte and Ronda too. That's all I just don't want. I don't want Charlotte.
You're gonna get it.
Ronda too at WrestleMania. I just don't.
You're going to get it.
I don't want to see Roman Reigns carry Logan Paul.
Who is the biggest female name on the roster? It's Ronda Rousey, not because she's good at her job, but because she's Ronda Rousey. So she's been in movies. She's been in the UFC. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they just want people that they can sell to their people to go to this event. Everybody knows Ronda Rousey. As much as we don't like it, we're probably gonna get Ronda and Charlotte again. I mean, it's gonna be the arm bar versus the figure four. You know what I'm saying? This is Charlotte she probably gonna need a vacation after the because her back gonna be hurting from carrying this match again. Only thing that Ronda's good for is a couple is like one suplex, about 12 wardrobe fixes.
At this point, the arm bar is a joke. If Liv Morgan constantly keeps on catching pins when she's holding onto an arm bar and winning the match, so at this point, it's just like Ronda is nothing. Shayna Baszler is nothing. Like. How many more beatings can you give to convince me that?
I'm just saying at some point, when are they just going to be like, Ronda's got to learn how to wrestle, bro? I just want to know. I don't know when that day comes, but it's got to come. It's got to come.
Hey, Liv Morgan is in the tier of Becky Lynch right now. The only two people that beat Ronda, like, how many times? More than twice?
Throw the whole Ronda Rousey experience away. I don't know how often we.
It's not good.
Liv is the only person on the roster that has beaten Ronda twice. Becky has a WrestleMania win. That's it. Charlotte has a WrestleMania win. That's it. Liv has 2 wins. One with the Money in the Bank. The other one at SummerSlam. That was controversial. Well, so yeah, I have to do that because number one, it's like we all knew that they weren't going to take the belt off of Liv that quick. And 2, we didn't know how they were going to protect Ronda, and they protected her in probably the worst way.
He almost got another fight. Look at it. But look, T, in fairness, we're doing it because some of the people that listen to our show, they're listening to it around the kids, right? So we're trying to respect that, hey, they at least willing to listen to us around the kids. So we trying to be cool about it. Hey, you can still say nigga, though. Nigga is allowed on here all day. Okay? Yes.
You can't even say that on Time Warner. We can't.
Look. No. White people can't say that on Time Warner. Okay? White people can't. I can say it.
We over here doing Booker T promos.
Yeah. Hey, Vince McMahon and them can't say it. You know, I can say it.
Vince has said it. Vince has said it on TV.
Hey, and he ain't supposed to. Okay, he wasn't supposed to.
But he said it to John Cena of all people, in front of Booker T. And Queen Sharmell.
That's still the wildest thing that's ever happened on WWE ever to me. It's like, this man, what's up, my nigga? Like, what is going on?
I wonder what their bonus was like to let Vince say that, bro. What kind of bonus did they receive? Like, what was the incentive? Because it's got to be strong.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's got to be strong.
Notice, Vince tries to say it all muffled so that no one can tell. We heard him. We heard.
No,
we heard the guy. We heard the guy.
He ain't trying to say it muffled. That wasn't muffled. No, he knew exactly what he was doing. He was just trying to sound cool.
Go back,
like he was a rapper or something.
Yeah, go back and watch it. Watch it. It's like not like it's not like he's saying it like he's at a MAGA rally. You know, but he said it. He said it in a way he was walking around just like my nigga. I was like,
hey,
wait, what?
Hold on. While you here, I need you to confirm something. Come on out, you rapist. Wasn't he talking to Triple H then? Wasn't that during the whole when Triple H took Stephanie from test line storyline? Wasn't that it? Wasn't that during that time?
I think it was.
Yeah, see, we were right, Mase.
Because he said whatever Vince said whatever back in the day. He did.
Hey,
Vince
my
was
boy.
the ultimate no chill.
Those tapes are lost on purpose.
Hey, the WWF version of Vince McMahon. Hey, unfiltered. Hey, unchained. That man was unchained.
My man.
Hey,
my
you
man
love it.
Smiling.
You love
all
to
the
see
time.
it.
All the time. But regardless, though, I do want to finish the wrestling here with one question for Trell and Darrell here, really. By year's end, well, let's push it out a little bit. By WrestleMania next year, is WWE still going to have about the same amount of lead as they have as far as like ratings and getting their sales? Or do you feel like that gap is going to grow even more because of what's going on in AEW?
So you have to look at it in two different ways, okay? Creatively and financially, okay? Now WWE travels all across the world. They travel all across America and stuff like that. Think about it. AEW didn't have their first show on the West Coast until like a couple months ago. When you look at everything, I mean, with the synergy that WWE is having and just the fact that, we're getting a lot better shows. Anybody who's watching WWE on a consistent basis can, like, if you go back 4 months ago versus now, you're looking at the shows and you're looking at them in a way that's, you're appreciating the shows now. Because 4 months ago, you were appreciating certain aspects of the show. Now you're watching the shows. Think about it. Monday Night Raw, 3 hours a week. 90% of people were DVRing it and skipping through the commercials. Now people are sitting down and watching it live. And mind you, SmackDown was always the better show, but it was because of Roman Reigns. It was because of the whole story with the bloodline. Now, you're seeing the totality of everything. You're talking AEW has so many titles. So many titles. But not all of them are featured. WWE has been promoting the U.S. title, has been promoting the Intercontinental title to make it so that everybody knows that these titles are important in this company. If you look at AEW, the TNT title, the AEW title, and the TBS championship, and the tag titles are the ones that are heavily focused on. And I can't even say the women's title, because with Thunder Rosa out the picture, like I say, they stopped focusing on it. And even when she was champion, they weren't really giving her the focus she deserved. But when Britt Baker was champion, best believe that title was a main concern. So you have to, like I said, you have to look at it financially and creatively. Financially, I think AEW is going to do fine. Creatively, I think they're going to suffer with all the BS that they going on, because there's too many reports of dissension in that locker room within the top, with it, not just Punk and the EVPs, but we're also talking. There's rumors of Thunder Rosa having beef with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. Okay, there's rumors that she didn't want to drop the belt to Toni Storm. Now, mind you, I have never had a conversation with Thunder Rosa about this. I don't know if these are truths, but these are stories that are out there. We're not hearing all these stories leaking out the back from WWE. So financially, WWE is probably always going to turn a better profit because guess what? When all this other stuff happened, they were having one of their best successful financial quarters. I think now that a lot more people are actively watching and, you know, the ratings can reflect that, I think that they're going to do a lot better by year's end over AEW. The gap, I don't think it's going to get bigger. I don't think it's going to get smaller. I think it's going to stay the same.
Darrell, what about you?
WWE financially and quality of the show, there is going to be a bigger gap than it will be for AEW because AEW right now at this certain point, like we have to backtrack half the stuff that have been like coming out with reports and stuff. Like this is not new. You have to go back to when the first Knicks were happening. Like we have to go back to when before CM Punk giving this whole little rant. You have to get back to the matches that he was doing with like Bobby Fish and all the other stuff. Like these were already keys and like struggles that AEW was already having with their backstage. It was already a fight for TV time. You can see it. You can see the people getting frustrated. You can see the people they're doing storylines that didn't even make sense. You had to either watch Dark, you had to either watch Dynamite, or you watch Rampage. They're just all over the place. The title nonsense. You have 5 different brands of titles, 5 different companies on one show, and you're trying to defend them. Like it didn't make any sense. It's like 1 minute you're just like, okay. When they were trying to promote this whole Forbidden Door, that was just like felt like a little force, a little bit. We just forcing these characters. You're forcing. It's like the whole tier when I made that whole tier of the wrestling companies. It was like you have every single one of them tiers go into that one company, and as Tony Khan say, "Oh, this might give me a lot of money." No, it feels like you lost a lot of money just trying to keep on giving multiple returns from WWE people and bring them to the company. You have a bunch of silly freaking tournaments, like just bringing up one of them. We could say the Owen Hart tournament was honorable. It was silly for a second because you give the winners of it a belt that they don't freaking defend. They just have it as a nice little keepsake. You have Britt Baker having a title. You have Adam Cole. You got injury prone, and you got freaking someone that had a title for a long period of time and gave it worth, and then now it's just like a joke. Like you have no type of focus in AEW right now. So when it comes down like how he was saying the financials and how it's a better show right now, it's going to be a huge gap because this is a 3-year promotion versus a promotion that's been here for years. They already got their struggles out the way. They already got that. There's no like leaks. There's no backlash, really, honestly. So at the end of the day, it's just more like, can AEW survive another 2 years without any more controversy? That's the real question.
Woo, you in the wrong business if you think they can survive for another 2 years without controversy, especially because Tony Khan, look, man, I appreciate the fact that he's trying to have another wrestling company out here. But my man, you need some guidance on what to do because it went very, very quickly. AEW transitioned from the wrestling organization that was trying to build up their own names and build up their own company and build up their own fame, right, based off of their guys, right, to WCW 1998 very, very quickly. Like you said, the company's been around for like 3 years, and how to devolve from On the Rise company to WCW 98, which was going this way. Yeah, bro, it's a bad look.
It's going to turn to WCW 2000.
We're getting there.
Set.
We're getting there.
We're getting like some Vampiro versus Sting soon.
Mark my words.
Don't you wait.
Mark my words. Within probably about a year, we're going to start hearing rumors that he might be reaching out to Vince Russo. Just mark my words. Just mark them, all right? And And shout out to my man Jim Cornette, because Jim Cornette will tell you exactly how that's gonna go down. Okay, not well at all.
Well, Vince Russo came out and said he was working for WWE in secret.
And you believed him?
Should we believe anything? We even believe anything from Vince Russo? Let's be honest.
You can't believe anything Vince Russo says, okay? You cannot believe the words that come out of his mouth. Vince Russo would tell you the whole Attitude Era was his idea, okay? You can't believe nothing that comes out of his mouth. You can't. No, it's a waste of time. No. But like I said, within a year, we're probably hearing he's reaching out to Vince Russo, and that's gonna go real sideways if he brings that man in. So we'll see how that plays out, because guess what? I know that's going to drive a lot of people mad. And speaking of things that drive you mad, each and every week we take a deep trip inside the mind of a madman, and he lets you know exactly what's getting him going this week. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mase's Madness.
All right, I'm hop right into this. Okay, Governor Hot Wheels, why are you spending my money to give people tours of America? I didn't ask you to do this. This ain't beneficial to me. Who does this help? Who does this help? I just want to know, like what you bussing. I assume people who can legally be in the country, you're busing them to other states on my dime? Because we just gonna assume that you're not breaking the law and sending illegals across state lines. I'm just gonna assume you're not doing that. So like I said, people who have every right to be here, you just saying, you know what? We don't want you here, but you get on this nice little bus ride, we'll take you somewhere that's not here. All I'm saying is, bro, who sanctioned you to use my money in this manner? That's all I want to know, because in case you don't know, per person, that's probably it's like $1,400 or somewhere around that line, like per person that gets bussed of tax dollar money. Who's paying for this? Why I gotta pay for it? Why is this coming out of my dime and every other Texan's dime? I don't know what the strategy here is, Cotton. Like, what are you doing, bro? What's the deal? What are we doing? I don't even want to go get on the old dude in Florida, because he ain't spending my money. You spending my money, Hot Wheels. And I'm not with it. What more can you do to prove that you are a terrible, terrible human being than this? I mean, you've done some pretty shitty stuff, but this right here, come on, man. It's cool. Not only do you want to control people's bodies, you want to control who is and isn't allowed in the state. I mean, that's kind of next level bullshittery, if you ask me. Say Hot Wheels been on one these last few weeks, man, and like I said, my boy in Florida over there, I can't talk about him because he ain't spending my money. But Hot Wheels, your days are numbered. Count your days, bro.
Well, I'm gonna say it for you, Mase. In Florida, he over there tripping, just like old Hot Wheels in Texas. So you got can't read a book and Hot Wheels, okay? Because you know why I call DeSantis can't read a book? Because if he ever picked up a book, he would know the stuff he's saying is absolute nonsense. So he can't read a book to me. So can't read a book and Hot Wheels, they can both kiss my cheeks. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, And like, it's like, man, I'm telling you something, people, I'll be trying to find things to get up here and rant about, but Hot Wheels just make it so easy to talk about him. Marjorie make it so easy to talk about her.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about her kicking people over the last week. We ain't gonna talk about her.
And
Darrell's girl.
And apparently she has no concept of batteries or how batteries work. Because now apparently electric cars are gonna fail because how are you gonna charge them? Like, do we not? I mean, batteries are older than her. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has batteries in the remotes. You know what? This is about Hot Wheels. This ain't about her. This is about Hot Wheels right now. This ain't about her. I'm just saying, Hot Wheels, your days is numbered, player. Solid. I'm gonna let you know. Your days are numbered. We don't like you. You don't like us. But it's cool. I don't need you to like me. I just need you to get the hell on somewhere because I just can't. I can't, bro. Hot Wheels is out here tripping, man. He's spending my money. I mean, he's spending my money. I don't know what more I need to say. He's spending my money.
All I'm gonna say to all our fans out in Texas, he talking to y'all, baby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, hey, look, I'm gonna just say it simple. Y'all have a chance to get that man out. Him and old Raphael very soon.
Yeah.
Take your chance. Get them boys out. That's all I'm
saying, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it just seems racist to me to tell people that they can't be here and we'll send you somewhere else.
Well, I'm going to just remind everybody that when Jim Crow laws and stuff like that, and there was segregation in the South, there were people doing this exact thing with black people, sending them to the North with promises of jobs and safety and security, and they were literally shipping them to destitute. So, awesome. Reminds so much of racism.
I mean, that's all it can be, man. I mean, we promise you jobs and shelters. Just get on this bus and you get there, bro, and there's nothing. That's terrible. I don't understand.
Well, each and every week, ladies and gentlemen, we take a deep trip into the mind of a madman. That was Mase's madness. We got to keep the train moving here because I know we all want to be able to watch some football today because it's Sunday and it's football. But before we get into this week's picks, boy, Mase, we got to talk about this man, Brett Favre, and all of the crazy stuff that is going on with him. And shout outs to I believe it is the Mississippi Free Press. Yes, the Mississippi Free Press for all their excellent reporting that they have done on this. But for those that don't know, we'll just bring it up to you here. We'll give you a quick synopsis. So Brett Favre stands accused, and it's pretty much proven through everything that is in these documents, of defrauding the state of Mississippi of $5 million in welfare money, essentially, because Brett Favre then had that money taken and had a stadium for volleyball built at his daughter's college, which happens to just coincide with when Brett Favre had done this previously with where his daughter went to high school and defrauded the state and used fraudulent money to build a volleyball stadium where his daughter went to high school. So all that being said here, Brett Favre is widely guilty in this. Like we've seen, I don't know if you saw the last round of text messages that came out here, Mase, that showed where he literally was asking, I believe it was the governor, hey, is there any way the media can find out about this? Because I wouldn't want them to find out. There might be some blowback here. So yes, he is very, very, very guilty in this situation. I just have to, I'm going to pass this off to you, but I just want to leave it with this. Isn't it hilarious, Mase, how consistently we see over and over the people that are screaming so loud about welfare fraud and cheating the government and stealing money are always the mugs like Brett Favre that was out here bootlicking for old Donald.
Listen, bro. They out here. They out here. You stealing from the poorest state in the. Come on, man. You defrauding poor people? Yo, there is a the place in hell for Brett Favre.
You can say it. You can say it. I ain't gonna find you for that one. You good?
The place in hell for Brett Favre is it's gotta have a special seat right there, bro. And you know what? Let me just table Brett Favre for a second and get on the governor of Mississippi, because that man has been on the ropes these last few weeks. Woo! First off, you let your state capital go without running water and no means to help your people out, but yet you somehow got $5 million for a volleyball court. Hey, my man is on the ropes. Like I said, I mean, Hot Wheels ain't the only one that's a reckoning is coming. Hey, y'all, we got to do something there too, because how you play that off? How you go from no water to now stealing money, bro? Like I know he's struggling. He gotta be. Now back on over to old Brett. Why are NFL people not dragging him in the mud the same way that I mean, we have a few out there, you know. Old Uncle Shay, he'd give somebody a piece of his mind, but
for the Uncle Shay flamed that man up, called him, which is true. Every word he said is true. He is the worst of the worst. You are willing to steal from the poorest people in our country. Like, literally, people by capita, no matter what number you look it up by, Mississippi is this poorest state in our union, and this man was stealing welfare money from them. You are the scummiest of the scum, Brett Favre. You are the worst. You and everybody involved should be taken down and go to prison for this. All of y'all should be going down by the feds, because this is crazy. Like, there's literally a whole paper trail that the Mississippi Free Press has shown to everyone of how scummy you were. And I'm going to say this. You brought up the governor of Mississippi Bay, so I'm going to talk about him right now while we're here. That scumbag let his racism be bared wide open to everybody when he said, oh, man, it's a good day not to be in Jackson. It's a good day to be here. Let me tell you something about the demographics of Jackson, Mississippi. That is a majority black city. Majority.
It's like something like 80%, not like a regular majority. They're like 65.
It is a overwhelming majority black people. The governor of that state laughed about being there because he knows exactly what his racism is. He let it all be bared right for you. It's kind of funny too, Mase, how when he got asked about the Brett Favre situation too, this man then deflected to talking about how Dion and them boys is getting a football stadium built without even thinking for a second, wait a minute, this is the worst example I could bring up, because Dion already donates half of his salary to help cover costs for the football program.
Listen,
I don't
man.
get it, bro. I don't get it. Look, racism, bro. I'm sorry. I know this is Sports Sunday. I'm sorry, people, we had to bring this racism to you, but it involves so much sports stuff. We had to talk about it. But look, again, people, racism.
Like I said, to my point though, it's like, when are all these NFL analysts going to start dragging Brett the same way that people been dragging T.O. for just wanting to play football for years. And for the most part, Shannon Sharp is the only one that's calling Brett Favre what Brett Favre is. They probably touch on it. Oh, it's a allegation, this allegation, that accusation. No, man, call it what it is, bro. I need Chris Collinsworth on Sunday night. I need Romo. I need Mike Tirico. I need all y'all boys to call Brett Favre what he is, bro, because y'all will.
Excuse me. Around here, we call Tarico the Italian Stallion because he's
the Italian Stallion. This is Stallone, Rocky, all y'all, boy. I need everybody to start calling Brett Favre what he is, because y'all will drag some dudes through the mud for less. Y'all will drag people through the mud for less. Y'all will talk about T.O. being a bad teammate for an entire segment and just skim over Brett Favre stealing from poor people.
Hey, I just remember a whole lot of y'all had a whole lot to say when a dude was out here talking about innocent people getting killed by the police. Y'all had a whole lot to say, a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, somebody stood up for people he knew nothing about, had no connections with these people, stood up for him because he knew he could.
Y'all had a whole lot to say then. You're mighty and quiet now. That's all. Now
you, baby. Your man's Brett over here stealing from poor people. I can't stress this enough. Stealing from poor people. Stealing from poor people. I can't stress this fact enough.
Yep.
Just so it's not like Brett doesn't have the. If Brett wanted his daughter to have nice things, he could donate money because he's Brett Favre. He's made X amount of dollars playing football with endorsements and all this other things. Brett got the money.
So, just for perspective for everybody, Brett Favre's total earnings over his contracts, with just his contracts with the NFL, $141 million. So we know he had a whole lot of money too, because Brett Favre was in every commercial. He was the Baker Mayfield, like y'all remember last year and the year before where they were shoving Baker Mayfield down our throats. That was Brett Favre first. Okay, yeah, so that was the dude they're doing it with.
He's got the money. If he like I said, if he wanted his daughter to have nice things, cool. You're Brett Favre. Pay for it. But nah. Poor people gonna pay for it. That's what they gonna do.
Scumbag. But I don't want to get this caught in the mud because we are running up against the clock here. So we will get to the NFL games of this week here. But I do, while we're moving on here, I do make sure I want to tell everyone to make sure you go read that story from the Mississippi Free Press about all of this, so you can get a clear idea of exactly the level of scumbaggery that me and Mase are talking about here with Brett Favre. Because I mean, it's pure scumbaggery at its finest. Okay, all right. But we already talked about last week, the Thursday night game last week, between the Chargers and Chiefs. Me and Mase both got that game correct here. We both picked the Chiefs. Actually, no, I'm sorry.
No, I picked the Chargers.
Picked the Chargers. That's right. And I had to tell Mase, of course, I'm always going to bet on black, baby. Let's go. That's right. I had to remind him. That's right. But we might as well get it. Why are you shaking your head, Terrell? What's the problem?
Listen here, passenger 57, okay? We ain't got here to always bet on black line, okay? You know where I got it from. We don't need to go there. You did. I love you for it, but come on, man.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, bro. That's, you know what I mean? When it comes to Patrick Mahomes, that's my saying for him, baby. I'm always gonna bet on black, baby. That's the man right there. You know, Patty Mahomes, you got love from your boy over here. You got to get into these picks here so we can get everybody out. Darrell over here rubbing his head like, I can't believe I'm in here. Just doggone time, fool the red. But let's start here with the Patriots going into the Steelers. The Patriots looked like absolute dog crap last week, and the Steelers managed to pull one out in overtime through a very strange circumstances over the course of that game. So we're going to start here with the man who hasn't picked the game for us in a good while. We're going to go with Pop Pop Campbell first. Pop Pop, who you got in this game?
Obviously, I'm going with the Steelers, man. You got to go with the Steelers. Like I say, the Patriots have not been the same since Brady left, so I'm going Steelers all day.
Darrell, who you got?
Picking my team. That's it.
Just picking my team. You going to actually pick your team? Say it with your chest.
I'm picking the Patriots.
And you the only one.
That's fine.
Mase, who you got?
You know what? I'm actually gonna go Patriots here. I don't think they can stink. I don't think that Bill Belichick is gonna allow them to stink it up in that manner 2 weeks in a row. If I'm not mistaken, TJ Watt is out. I think the injury is an apparent pec tear, or I think they're still waiting on more other opinions.
The last report I saw is they said he's not going to need surgery, so he's not going to be out for the whole year.
Okay, but yeah, either way, like I said, TJ Watt's going to be out. I can't see Belichick allowing that product to be back on the field again. Like you gotta think that he can get them boys right.
Yeah, so in previous years, I'd probably agree with you, Mase. I don't agree with you this time. I think it's going to get real ugly there in New England for a little bit. And some people like Dirty Socks Patricia is going to get exposed. And it's just not going to – it's going to continue to look poor for a few weeks here. So I'm going to have to go with the Steelers because I have no faith in Dirty Socks Patricia. You know me. I got all the faith in the world in Bill Belichick, but I feel like he made a mistake bringing back in Dirty Socks, bro. That was a bad decision. Very, very bad decision. So next game we've got here, we have got Panthers at Giants. For the first half of that game, Baker Mayfield looked like exactly what we called him to be. The second half, he looked a little bit better here. And Daniel Jones, Mase, like I told you, I got more faith in Daniel Jones than Carson Wentz. He showed me a little bit of faith last week. I appreciate him. Appreciate that. So, Mase, who you got here?
Oh, man. I got the Giants. I got no other – this was a toss-up. This was like 50-50, bro, because, I don't expect much from either team, but I just got to go with the Giants. I like Saquon to before Saquon gets hurt, he's going to be great. I don't know when that injury is going to come, but, hey, man. Him and McCaffrey, we don't know when the injury is coming, but we just hopefully they play well up until that point.
Darrell, who you got?
Panthers.
You believe you riding on the Baker Mayfield train?
Hey, even you are delusional sometimes. You gotta do it.
I don't know what I got to do with all this, but you riding with Baker Mayfield, but that's your choice. T, who you got?
Yo, I'm riding with the Giants, man. I'm riding with the Giants. That's just all I gotta say. Giants.
Hey man, I feel like the Giants winning last week. And the Cowboys losing Dak, it really got them Giants feeling like they may have a chance to sneak something in this season. So I'm going to go with the Giants here, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so moving out here, we have got the Jets going into Cleveland to play the Browns. The Browns looked, about what we expected from them last week. I don't think there was really any issues, and the Jets were the Jets. So it is what it is. So we'll start here. Darrell, who you got?
And Browns. I'm not picking Jets. Why would I pick the Jets? Betrayal's freaking state team. Yeah, that's what that is. It ain't a real team for me. Betrayal. That's what that is.
Mase, who you got, man?
I got the Browns here on the back of Nick Chubb. I do think Sauce is going to get his first welcome to the NFL rookie moment. I expect to see Baldy's breakdown of Amari routing this man up.
Spoken like a true Cowboy fan. T, who you got?
I'm going with the team that has one of the worst mascots ever, Brownie the Elf. So, yeah, I'm going Browns.
I don't disagree with you at all, T. I'm going with the Browns, too. I don't think any of us believe in that Joe Flacco experience that they're going to have there for a couple weeks. So that's dead round here. All right, moving out here, we have got a game in the AFC South. We have got the Colts versus Jaguars. Mase, who you got?
Oh, I got the Colts. Probably one-sided victory.
Interesting. Darrell, who you got?
Colts.
Hey, who you got?
I'm going with the Colts because the Khan family can run a wrestling promotion barely, and they cannot do well at a football promotion. So I'm going Colts all day.
You know what? Just to buck the trend, I'm going Jags. Trevor Lawrence about to ball out this week. He about to ball out. What's happening? I ain't scared. Moving forward here,
about to be on that man's neck all day.
Stop it. Shh. Don't remind me of that. Shh. But moving forward here, we have got one of the games of the week here. We have got the Miami Dolphins coming off a very big victory in week 1 there and looking halfway decent and, you know, starting to see what the Tua experience might end up being versus the Baltimore Ravens. Let's start here with my man T. Who you got?
You know what? I got to go Ravens. Like I say for me, it's always going to be Ravens. Like Lamar Jackson just is a whole different species of a human being. So I'm going Ravens.
Harold, who you got?
Ravens. Not picking no Dolphins. What do I look like? I wouldn't care if they win or lost. I'm not picking the Dolphins.
He mad they beat up on his team last week. Had them boys looking like dirty sweat socks out there. Mase, who you got?
You know what, man? I'm gonna go with Miami here. I think that they can. I think early on in the season, I think that they can throw some things at the Baltimore offense right now that they're just not ready for. Just because of the strength of that secondary, that it allows that front seven to run a lot of different fronts and stunts and all this and that. So yeah, I still, like I said, I expect Lamar Jackson to still ball out, but you know, the totality of the game, I feel like Miami's going to get the dub.
So I got to disagree with you here. I think this is a game where we get reminded of how great Lamar Jackson is again, and this is one of those where we look up and we're like, this is going to be the human highlight film for his MVP season that he is trying to have this year and really, really force the Ravens' hands. Like, hey, look, I'm going to tell you something. Ravens, y'all have historically, when Ozzie Smith was there, y'all have historically been smart about the decisions you made. Y'all are going to rue the day when you didn't just give Lamar the Deshaun Watson contract, because in 2 years, that contract ain't going to look like nothing. Y'all going to have to pay this man something crazy now after he balls out this season.
And the reports are coming out that Lamar is not, he has no intentions of playing under a franchise tag. So he either wants his ducats or he wants out of there.
Yep. So Baltimore, you better hope y'all ownership just get their mind right and say, I think we're going to pay Lamar.
Somebody better take a pay cut to get this man his money. That's all I know. Because he's the reason y'all making money right now.
Facts. He took y'all from having to deal with a potential rebuild because of thinking that Joe Flacco was actually an MVP style quarterback. He saved y'all from that. Never forget that. Never. Moving forward here, though, we have got another very big game this week. Another pair of 1-0 teams going up against each other. We have got a team that has historically been getting owned by this team recently. We've got Bucks going into the Saints. Darrell, who you got?
Saints. It's like I'm playing with you. I'm taking the Bucks.
Wow. Oh, he thinks he's slick. Hey, who you got?
I gotta go Bucks, man. I think with everything, all the reports we're hearing, Tom's trying to make sure he goes out on a good note. So Tom's got that fire going in him, in his belly. So yeah, I'm going Bucks.
Hey, so you got?
Yeah, that fire about to get put out in the swamp. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Listen, man. Godwin's out. Julio's a game time decision. Saints are historically a great run defense. So, I mean, Tom can't carry the team, can't carry the load like that no more, man. I got the Saints. If it's Tom and Mike Evans out there, he ain't got Gronk to fall back on. Nah, I got the Saints here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Saints. Look, here's the crazy part. Julio Jones and Mike Evans have both, since Lattimore has gotten to the Saints, have just played horror every time against the Saints. It's crazy. Like, Lattimore isn't even the best corner in the league, but he's the best corner in, like, for the NFC South because he shuts down all these receivers there, which is
he's a
insane,
big
right?
game hunter.
Yes.
When he has a match, when he knows he has a marquee name on the other side lining up against him, he's a different person.
I know the Saints fans that I know, they sometimes get angry with him because it's exactly what Mase is saying. When it's Mike Evans or one of these guys, right, he turns up, he'll shut him down, but then all of a sudden he'll get beat by like John Ross for 6 for 130. You know what I mean? It's like, what? How did this happen? So it's weird, but I'm going with the Saints. The Saints have owned this Buccaneers team with the core roster that they have owned them over and over. So I'm going to have to go with them here. This is going to be a bad week for Tom Brady.
And also the game within the game. Mike Evans and Carlton Davis. That's another matchup to be looking at right now. So I mean, there's a lot of animosity in this game. It's going to be real chippy, probably a low scoring game, but I just expect the Saints to have a little bit more.
And y'all may be talking about Tom Brady over here going, he got this chip or whatever, and he's really he's got motivation to win this year. Man, Tom Brady, 45 years old. That man just told you he got family problems, dog. He told you, and not so many words, I got a lot going on here, okay? That means, and look, he ain't said it, but a reasonable man can figure out what this is. It's very simple. This man told his wife he was retiring, and he didn't, okay? All right? Look,
he's been dealing with that ever since. He's been.
Look, bro, and then on top of that, and then on top of him not retiring, then he turned around and signed that deal with Fox. Boy, do you know how mad she has to be? You know, she probably thought football was going to be donezo in her life. And now she got this much. Bro, you still going to be working 17 weeks out of the season? No, bro. No. So we know what's going on.
Hey, listen, Big Wit said it best. If you want me to come back, I'm not the person you need to talk to. My wife over there, you got to convince her that I can play.
Yep.
Listen, when Tom Brady decided he wanted to come back to play, he made that decision half-heartedly because he knew he wasn't the person that's supposed to make that decision.
Facts. Look, fellas, we all have to concede something. All of us. You may be the goat on that field, but that don't mean you the goat at home, baby. All right?
No.
all that gets left at the field, okay? And Darrell over here shaking his head like, nah. Hey, you keep on shaking your head. Darrell, don't play. We know what it is. Hey, hey, Darrell, let me ask you this. If we all don't have to concede something, why you got your sound distortion thing so high? What is it that you have it so high for, Darrell? Is there something you don't want us to hear?
I don't have it on. I don't have it on no more. I'm in a bigger room. I'm not close to anything. I'm not close to screaming kids. I'm not close to anything. I tell you this right now.
You ain't gotta hide it no more, bro.
I told you. I'm the first one to sign up on that list is saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna play video games all day." That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm first to sign that up.
That's why he stay in trouble. But yeah, what you gonna say? You gonna tell us you won't stay in trouble? You gonna try and tell us that lie? Go ahead.
I will. Hey,
stay in trouble, Darrell. Stay in trouble, Darrell. It's so much more fun.
Hey, you lucky there's not a new console coming out. I'm buying it.
Hey,
I don't need no permission.
I think me and Mase is in that same boat where it's like, well, I mean, it's coming out, I'll buy it, but I don't need a new one, right? I have everything I need at this point. I'm good.
I'll wait till the price drops.
By the way,
I'm mad at.
By the way, just a preview for everybody coming up. Next couple games we'll be reviewing. One of them will be God of War because I'm about to pour my soul into that game when it comes out, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be happy dance like.
Let's get to these picks, man.
Man, I'm sorry I got sidetracked. Blame Darrell. It's all his fault.
What?
Blame Darrell. All right. Just like the clan rules, Mase is blame Lance. We gonna blame Darrell around here. That's the show rule.
Say less.
We go off the rails. It's Darrell's fault. I blame him. But we've got moving forward here. We have got the Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions. Mase, who you got?
Hey, I'm taking the Detroit Dan the Man Campbells, bro.
Here we go, bro. Here we go.
Hey, man. They just got the juice, man.
Darrell, who you got, man? He over here BS. He don't never want to pick any of the teams in his division.
You know what? I got Mace's pick. We're gonna do this year. We're gonna do
this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're following Mace's pick. Okay, all right. See who you got, man.
I'm going Commanders. I'm going Commanders. That's all I'm gonna say. Man, over here picking up.
I refuse to say that team's name. Have like the most name changes of all time, yo. What is this nonsense?
I almost called them the Comanches.
They just call them the commies, bro. They're the commies. That's all they are. It's plain out simple. I
thought that was the Cincinnati Reds.
For me, it's just stupid. Just dad jokes. Got all the dad jokes. Goodness gracious. For me, this one is a flip the coin, and when I flipped the coin, it came up commies here, so I'm going with the Washington Commies. So moving forward, we have got Seahawks at Niners. Seahawks coming off of a very, very big win for them. You know, the Russell Wilson revenge game did not go so well for Russell Wilson. They did not let Russ cook at the end of the game. All that being said here, still don't think that the Seahawks are a very great team. Niners are coming off a very porous performance in Chicago in the bad conditions that it was. So, got to ask Darrell, who you got?
49ers. I'm not picking no Seahawks. I'm not doing that. Nope. If Mase picks Seahawks, nope. See?
See who you got here, man.
I'm going 49ers, man. Like I say, that game last week, yeah, there was a lot of things working against them songs. So I'm gonna go ahead go with 49ers this week.
Hey, so
I got the 49ers. They're gonna be angry, and it's not gonna turn. It's gonna not be good for the Seahawks on the scoreboard, along with old Blitz boy out there being out for the season with a torn quad.
You mean the linebacker?
His proper name is Blitz boy.
Oh yeah, Blitz boy linebacker. That's right. That guy.
Yeah. Torn quad. I mean, for the people that don't know who Blitz boy is, we're talking about Jamal Adams. But yeah, 49ers taking the dub. Easy.
This is easy. Yeah, this is easy.
Low difficulty.
Yeah, this one I don't even need to say much. There ain't no way the 49ers are gonna play that bad 2 weeks in a row. Ain't happening. Especially not at the home opener. That ain't happening. No. I don't believe in Geno Smith like that. You know, we support black quarterbacks on this show, but Geno
said he ain't writing back.
Geno, look, man, all I'm gonna say is this may go well for a couple games, but something just in the pit of my stomach is telling me after a couple games, we're gonna see a real fall off, bro. Who knows? Maybe Geno has the Rich Gannon story, right? Where it wasn't so great for him early in his career. It took him a few years to get it right, bounced around some teams, got himself together, and finally found the right situation. I'm rooting for him because he's a black quarterback, right? But I don't see it long-term going well.
Yeah, sometimes life just punches you in the mouth.
Yeah, like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until you punch them in the mouth. Moving forward here, though, got Falcons versus Rams. We've got both teams coming off of somewhat disappointing performances there by their in the totality there, especially the Rams. They came out and just were garbage on Thursday night there. So, Mase, who you got?
Well, I don't want to say the Rams were garbage more than the Bills made them look like they were garbage. Let's not act like the Bills aren't them for a second here. But, I expect the Rams to bounce back and have a much better performance and get the dub here.
See who you got.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. Like I say, I gotta agree with Mase. Like I say, they're gonna bounce back and they're gonna show who they are in this game.
It's kind of easy to do that against the Falcons, but yeah, I feel you.
Oh well, yeah, especially nowadays.
Falcons ain't been right since 28-3. I'm going Rams. That's all I got. If the Rams, I will say this: if the Rams lose this game, woo, they in trouble. And hey, Allen Robinson was looking like the artist formerly known as Allen Robinson out there, because boy, he was a ghost. All that money for what? Boom forward here. We have got the Mace's favorite quarterback of the area.
Why you gotta be my favorite quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't even like where this is going.
Mace's favorite quarterback with the Arizona Cardinals, who are coming off of a horrible performance last week and just got dog walked by the Chiefs for 4 quarters and only really scored in garbage time, versus the Las Vegas Raiders, who put up a pretty doggone good performance last week here. So, Mase, who you got here? I know you love Kyler Murray. You know why? You know why I give him to you? Because that's a Texas guy, so he's your guy.
Hey, bro, we don't claim when he went to Oklahoma, bro. We don't claim him. He's a Sooner. He's a Sooner.
He's from Texas.
He's a Sooner.
Hey, maybe if your school
the only Sooner we claim is Adrian Peterson.
Maybe if your school would have been doing right, maybe they would have gotten him.
The only Sooner we claim is Adrian Peterson around here.
That's your man's, bro. Who you got, man?
I got the Raiders, bro. I expect Chandler Jones to go out versus his former team and do some crazy Chandler Jones things. I could see somewhere around that 2.5 to 3 sack range. The Cardinals are still going to struggle. Kyler Murray still ain't doing his homework. You know, it's not in his closet anymore. He don't have to.
I know he ain't got to do it no more, bro.
It's not in his contract.
They messed it up.
It's not in his contract. He ain't got to do his homework no more. Yeah, Raiders, easy. Also, this is the first game that Devontae Adams' grandparents is gonna watch him play. So listen, bro, I put the stats on Twitter: 13 catches, 208 yards, 3 tuds. Calling it. Devontae about to hey, this man, barbecue chicken. This is barbecue chicken. Devontae about to go. The first game his grandma watching him play. Shh, man, Devontae Adams about to ball out.
T, who you got?
Sorry, he was talking so much about Devontae Adams, I forgot the teams.
It's the Cardinals and the Raiders.
Oh, God. You know what? I'm going Raiders.
Darrell, who you got?
Mase didn't say anything wrong yet that I can disagree with, so I'm going with Raiders.
Hey, bro. Hey, Mase said it for us. We know Kyler Murray ain't doing his homework, bro. So, dog, bro. Hey, until they play a team that I consider as bad, I will not be picking the Cardinals, because the Cardinals is going to be a poop show this entire season, the whole season. So, it is what it is. Moving forward here, though, we've got the Texans at Broncos. Darrell, who you got?
I'll pick Texans over Broncos any day. I ain't supporting that quarterback. I ain't supporting no Broncos quarterback.
Captain Cornball, bro. You mean him?
Yo, I ain't supporting that nonsense. Why would I do that? Why would I do something crazy like that? Oh my gosh. That's like saying I'll root for the Eagles for one day. That's horrible.
Oh Lord. You'll stop hating on the Eagles. One day you'll stop hating on them. T, who you got, man?
I'm picking Sierra's husband. That's what I'm picking.
Captain Cornball. Gotcha.
Yep. Just to mess with Darrell. Just to troll Darrell. I'm picking him just to mess with Darrell. Just so that if
he must have that Shazam cape on right now. He has that Shazam cape. It means nothing.
Let's say
it's just there for decoration. That's what that is.
Hey, you know what though? Hey, Russell Wilson still got more Super Bowl rings than the Cowboys do.
That was given to him. That was a charity act.
If we're going over the last 25 years, that's not a lie. Yeah, we're going over 25 years.
Exactly. I mean, he didn't specify a time frame. He just gave he sent out the totality
over the last 20 years.
I mean, I understand Jerome over here wants to conspire against my squad, bro, but we ain't gonna talk about the last time the Bears won the Super Bowl.
1985, sir. That's
yeah. Were you even born then, bro? I know you old. Was you?
He was alive. He was alive for that Super Bowl.
Actually, I wouldn't have been alive.
Actually, you would have been because January.
It was in January
of '86.
It was in January
of '86. That's when the Super Bowl happened. Yeah, go look at it.
So. Was it?
It was in January of '86 because I wasn't alive, but your old ass was alive.
$5, sir.
That's not a swear word.
$5, sir.
That's not a swear word.
$5. $5. Mase, who you got?
Broncos country. Let's ride. Let's ride. One more time. Broncos country. Let's ride.
What's the next one? Mase lost his mind.
Let's ride.
I like being right more than I like making fun of Russell Wilson. So I got to go with the Broncos. I hate it. I hate it here because I don't want to pick Captain Cornball, but I have to, bro. I have to. This is garbage.
Just give him one. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Why does it sound like that Kevin Hart thing?
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Oh, God. Oh, and Jerome, just to confirm, the Bears won the Super Bowl January 26, 1986.
Yeah, see, I thought so.
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward here. I'm not saying it, Mase. So stop looking at me like that. Moving forward here, we got the Bengals who are coming off of a game that this is what drives me nuts about the Bengals and why I think they're going to have a fallback this year. They're so up and down at times, right? The team that I saw against the Bears last year was not the team that was in the Super Bowl, right? They're so hot and cold at times. They were very up and down, hot and cold in that entire game. But they at least still have their quarterback because the other team doesn't. Bengals versus Cowboys. Mase, we're not starting with you. We're gonna get to everybody else. We're gonna get to you last. But I just want to remind you of your comments last week, sir, in which you told me to my face the Cowboys was gonna win that game easily. What happened, bro? Even before Dak went out, y'all wasn't doing nothing. So what happened? How come y'all was the only team in the NFL to not score a touchdown last week, Mase?
Shit, do you see the type of shit we got? We've got to fucking go against.
$10. $10.
That's fine. I'll take my 10 because I'm over here fighting. I'm going through it, bro.
So Darrell, we're gonna start with you to pick. Darrell, who you got?
Not crutches Cowboys. That's what I'm not going with. Good old Bengals. You know, you got to go for a good team, not teams that are relying on one person and the whole team breaks down. That's all I'm just saying. I'm just calling it out.
Well, neither team can rely on the kicker, so I mean,
it is what it is. Injuries.
My man had to go to the kicker. T, who you got?
Well, obviously, you know, I'm definitely not going for the Cowboys. I mean, come on now. You know, like I say, Joe. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, come on. Who really picking the Cowboys? What, except for the people that are drinking that Cowboys Kool-Aid, blue flavor? You know what I'm saying? I can't pick the Cowboys on this one. Maybe if they had Dak, I could, but that's still a maybe. You know?
I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick, and we're gonna leave this with Mase because I know his fire is burning inside of him right now. I can see it in his face. This is very easy. I told Mase the Cowboys was gonna fall back this season, even before Dak got hurt. He didn't want to listen to me. He wanted to give me a whole speech last week about how the Eagles have no chance of being better than the Cowboys and blah 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 blah. I heard all of that nonsense being talked last week. Blah 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 blah. That's what I heard. Right. So I'm going to make this very easy. This is going to be a Bengals blowout of the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to turn it over like mad on offense because they have a dude named Cooper Rush playing quarterback. And if you don't know who he is, that should tell you why I'm saying this is going to be a blowout. Very, very easy. I'm even going to pick a score. I'm going to say Bengals 37, Cowboys 10.
Oh. Higher score than I would have thought, but the Cowboys that is.
Put your wallet on that. Put your wallet on that.
So, Mase, who you got?
I got
still
the
be
Cowboys.
drunk on the cooler. Oh, see, he's still drunk. Bro, see, hey, Darrell. For years he tried to tell us he's not like other Cowboy fans. Here is the proof.
No, okay, I'm gonna give you a solid proof that the Cowboys we saw the performance that the Bengals offense put up out there last week. And if you think the Cowboys defense isn't as good as advertised and can't do the same thing to that offense, hey man, sorry to tell you, bro, defense is legit. We can if we can hold Tom Brady with a full array of talent to one touchdown, Joe Burrow can get the same treatment.
Hey, just remember something, my dude. I told you Tom Brady was washed last year, but everybody want to act like he not.
Hey, I don't. He still got talent around him. He still had a trio of receivers and a running back, and only produced 7 points.
Didn't Godwin go out in the first quarter?
No, it was like second. It was like by halftime, but about a quarter before Dak went out.
Yeah, well.
I got the Cowboys, bro. Our defense is legit. Our defense is real. We can. Our defense is gonna keep us in any and every game this season.
He's drunk, ladies.
How am I drunk, bro? Look at what they did.
You have Cooper Rush as your quarterback.
I don't give a damn who my quarterback is, bro. Our defense is gonna keep us in the game. How many years as a Bears fan have you said our defense is gonna keep us in games?
Oh, yeah, they will. But Cooper Rush is worse than the quarterbacks we've had. Look, if y'all had like Mitchell Trubisky, I'm like, okay, maybe you got a chance. but you know, Cooper Rush, bro. Cooper Rush, Mase. If my defense can hold explosive offenses to 19 points, I gotta feel good about my squad, bro. I'm sorry. I feel that my defense is that good. I feel like the skill positions for the Bengals are better than what you guys were facing last week.
But the Bengals offensive line is worse than what we faced last week.
True. That is true. I won't dispute that. But we'll see what happens here. And then the last game before the Sunday night game, because we are going to save that for second. Well, yeah, we'll do that last because Monday Night Football is not that interesting of a matchup, but it is two decent teams.
There's two Monday Night Football games this week.
Is it the start of the two games? Maybe is that why I have it listed like that? Because I was totally just like listing the games here. Let me double check this. Oh, okay, all right. So we'll save the two Monday night games for last because the next game we have in line is Sunday Night Football, and that is Bears at Packers. Darrell, who you got?
Packers.
I ain't gonna ask
Packers.
why. I don't even want to know why.
Why not?
T, who you got? I don't even because you a troll. That's why. I don't feel like paying the troll toll this morning. That's why. This is the Lord's Day, Darrell. I don't want to pay the troll toll. Okay.
If it's the Lord's Day, you would acknowledge NXT.
Pop, who you got, bro? We got to get through these. Pop, who you got?
You picking the Packers? I can see it in his face.
Yeah, because they just been kicking our double crooked letters for so many years. Aaron Rodgers has said he owned us, and I can't argue with the man. We've seen that man go out in the first quarter of a game. We were winning. That man came back, handed us our derrieres like nobody's business. I don't want to pick them. I don't. It burns my soul to pick them. But I would not be a realist if I didn't pick them.
Mase, who you got, bro?
Devil in prime time, bro. I'm not betting against the devil in prime time, no matter what's around it. The devil in prime time, gotta go with it.
Historically, I would pick the Packers here. Can't do it today. My reasoning is this. The Packers are still trying to figure out who they're going to be on offense right now. This is the perfect time to catch them. That offense isn't all of a sudden going to get better like that. It's not going to happen. They do not have the talent at the skill positions, plain out and simple. This is going to be a real test of the season for Aaron Rodgers. I think it's going to take them until about week 8 to finally really get right here and figure out what they're going to be on offense, who they can trust. Bears are catching them at the perfect time. Bears are feeling really good about themselves. That defense is going to be better than people thought. They even, look, both teams played on that wet field last week, right? The Bears managed to step up. The Niners didn't step up so much in that way. So I'm going to have to go with the Bears. I think this is still going to be a close game. I think it's a one-score game at most. But I'm taking Bears here. I think Justin Fields gets his first win against the Packers, and it's going to be in Green Bay. Suck it, hater, Darrell.
Wow. How come I get hate for picking my team, but he don't get hate for picking his? I see what we're doing here. It's cool. I understand. Let's go to the next pick.
Because Bears fans are actually realists and realize that
realists.
We realize that the Packers own us. We realize that ever since Brett Favre came into the league, the Packers were beating us. We realized when Aaron Rodgers took over for Brett Favre, the Packers were owning us. So we at least are realists, and we're happy. We take pride in when we get a win against the Packers because we earned it. The Cowboys think they should be given that crap. That's not a swear word.
Who think they should be given anything? All I'm saying is I got a Super Bowl thrown in my face when my team didn't see one before your team. I get constantly reminded about how many wins the Cowboys have in the playoffs when the Bears have the same exact amount of wins in the playoffs. I get constantly reminded of all these things that the Cowboys fans aren't when the Bears are in the same boat.
I want to ask you a question though. How many playoff appearances does since the last Cowboys Super Bowl appearance? How many playoff appearances do y'all have? How many? Like it's more than, let's say, 4, right?
I would assume so.
The Bears have made the playoffs like 4 times since 2000, dog. You shouldn't take pride in having the same amount of playoff wins as a team that over the past 20 years has. It's like 1 in 4, 1 in 5 seasons things go right. So you shouldn't be taking pride in that. The reason why we get on y'all Cowboy fans is because while we as Bear fans admit this stuff and we know what our team is and we're realistic about it, y'all Cowboy fans like you are still out here talking about, well, we gonna have a chance to win with Cooper Rush. Yeah, that's
listen, bro. I'm sorry. We have a defense that can keep us in games. I'm sorry.
When Andy Dalton was starting for the Bears, did I say that was a good situation and they was going to win? When Nick Foles was out there starting, was I out there picking them to win? No. Our defense was still good. But guess what? We had them bums at quarterback. But you out here like, we got it, baby. Cooper Rush.
Given what I saw last Sunday from the Bengals, why should I assume that they're just going to all of a sudden turn it on and click against our defense?
Hey, the Bengals played against a good defense and they actually scored points. your team played against a good defense and y'all didn't score any.
But like I said, why should I assume that the performance that the Bengals had out there is worth a damn? They didn't play a good offensive game. Okay, cool, they scored, but they didn't play a good offensive game.
Okay, that's fair. Moving forward here, though, onto Monday Night Football. We've got 2 games. First game of the night is Titans versus Bills. Darrell, who you got?
Bills.
Very easy. Very easy. T, who you got?
I'm joining the Mafia. Let's go Bills.
Ace, who you got?
Dollar bills, y'all. Let them boys about to run through them, bro. It's about to run them boys out of Buffalo.
I think this is going to be the game that we start hearing the talk about how long do we wait? Do they wait in Tennessee to go to Malik Willis? I think this is going to be one of those games where Ryan Tannehill gets really, really exposed for what he is, which is a average quarterback at best. He's just average. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. So, and this is the type of game where when you're playing the Bills this year, if you look, I'm going to say it this much. If you do not have a good quarterback and you are playing the Bills this year, good luck to you. Because even if you get Josh Allen playing, he's at the point right now where even if you get him bad playing for a half, he ain't going to be 2 bad halves of football. And you need 2 bad halves to beat this team because that defense is legit and we've seen that offense is legit. So moving forward here, the last game of the week, we have got the Vikings, who pulled off a very, very big win last week, going 1-0. Told you, Mase. I picked Kirk Cousins, and it paid off. Woo! But yes, we have got the Vikings versus Darrell's favorite team, the Eagles.
Stop.
T, who you got?
Oh, we started off with me. Okay. Sorry. I say I heard Darrell talking. You know what? I've never said this phrase once in my life, and this is the first time I'm ever going to say it. Go Vikes.
Wow.
It was skull.
Mase. So stupid. Mase, who you got, bro?
I got the Vikings here just simply because the way that the Vikings are playing offense right now, they're getting Jettas in a bunch of situations where he has, I think, something on the lines of like 60-something% of his catches were in areas where the closest defender was a linebacker, kind of the same way that how the Rams do with Cooper Rush, or I should say Cooper Kupp.
Don't disrespect that man like that.
But in all serious note, on a serious note though, the Vikings offense looks to be completely transformed. I expect them to stay hot and Jettas to continue. I don't think either of the cornerbacks with the Eagles is going to be able to keep up with the multitude of positions that he's going to be lining up in, and I just see the Vikings getting another dub.
I agree with almost everything you said there, except for the winner of the game. I think this is going to be a shootout. We're going to get one of those games where people are like, back in the day, it'd be called one of those instant classics, right? Go on ESPN Classic right away. I think we're going to get one of those. But I do not trust Kirk Cousins in prime time. I picked them last week because Kirk Cousins was not in prime time playing the Packers. And that's perfect. That means he's got a chance. But Kirk Cousins in prime time games is known to stink it up and then put up garbage time numbers. So I'm going to have to go with the Eagles here. I think they stay hot. As much as Mase wants to hate on the Eagles, here's what's weird to me about how Mase was hating on the Eagles to me. Me and him were talking this week. Darrell, check this out, right? So last week when we did the show, he tells me about how the Lions are such a much improved team. They're going to be a way better team, right? This is why they were going to beat the Eagles last week. But then when the Eagles won and the Cowboys lost, he's like, they gave up 30-something points to the Lions. Da, 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 da. I don't understand how that works. Darrell, can you explain to me how it works that on one hand he can criticize the Eagles for giving up points to the Lions, but then also be telling me how the Lions are much improved? How'd that work, though?
I'm sorry that a bottom feeder almost beat the Eagles, bro. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? The Lions have been bottom feeders for I don't know how long, bro. And all of a sudden, the Eagles signed what, 3 dudes? They signed 3 dudes, and all of a sudden that they're a good team. They have they make a few trades, sign for 1 or 2 dudes, and all of a sudden they're a good team. Come on, man.
Listen to freaking Philadelphia sports radio for one day, and then you get my understanding. Second of all, this is horrible. You're a Cowboys fan. You hate the Eagles. Cut it out. Eagles are trash, regardless. All Philadelphia teams are trash. Let's get that straight right now. All of them. Their best hope is hockey to bring home a championship.
So we already know who Darrell's picking here. I don't think this is even a question at this point.
It's not even a question. Not even an argument.
And Darrell's going to try and pick the Eagles. He will pick against the Eagles all season long, unless they're playing the Cowboys. Then I'd like to see where this goes. This is very easy for me. Eagles. Like I said, I don't trust Kirk Cousins. Not in prime time. Hell no. He's got to play Monday Night Football against them. No. I'd be a fool to pick him. But Mase, tell the people where to find you.
You know, man, catch me at Twitter at funky_stuff09 or hit your boy up on twitch.tv/swaggymace.
T, tell the people where to find you. Pop Pop.
At my house. What kind of question is that?
Shut up.
You can find me at my house.
Shut up.
So if you're talking about my social media, then you can find me at tcampbell_ITC. You can find me as The Real Trey Camp on Twitter. And just because I know we're about to wrap everything up, I just got to say 2 things. F Vince Russo. And yo.
I see you was about trying to give me some NXT stuff, but you thought better of it. Good job. Darrell, tell the people where to find you.
Well, Elo Janitor, Twitch and YouTube. NXT is a good brand. Don't listen to the most horrible face. And that's what we're gonna do. Because you on a delusional train. I think you're on the same train with Mase thinking the Cowboys are gonna win. Same train. It's all good. Low Elo Janitor.
Low Elo. But you guys know where to find me at JSpanderman everywhere. You either see my prettiest face, the prettiest face on ITC, or you're gonna see the ITC logo all day long. Hey, listen, you and Mase and Darrell can keep saying that it's not true, but guess what? People have spoken. Prettiest face on ITC, baby.
What people and where are they? And can we get confirmation?
Terrell,
Can we get confirmation these aren't bots?
Don't you remember I am the people's champion of ITC? Don't you remember? I will always and forever be
the
people's champion.
Where's your belt? Invisible? In your head?
Right.
Where's your belt?
The people's champion. Listen, the people give it to me.
Man, give this man an NXT women's title from the freaking Target. Give this man that title.
Give it to me.
But the people, but okay, you can be people's champion. That'll make you the people's prettiest champion. That'll mean nothing. Let's say you can be the people's champion and walk around looking like Rowan Atkinson. What's going on there?
Hey, damn. You guys can be haters your whole life if you want to. I'm good on that. On that note, people, that is another resounding episode of your favorite weekly sports show. And that is ITC
Sportsball.
With combat.